of music. And I love the barber. I've known the barber for 10 years, and I knew I had to use it. And so if you haven't got a copy of that concerto, go out and buy it. And also his other masterwork, which is called Knoxville. It's a wonderful piece.
Tom and Rachel, what attracted you to these legendary roles?
Terence and Rachel? No, that's not true. It's well, you go. But do you want to go first, or shall I?
I'd never read the play actually, so I guess I knew it was legendary, but I didn't really know it from first-hand experience. I just heard of it. So I read the screenplay that Terence had written. I'm a big fan of Terence, so I wanted to work with him, and then I read the screenplay, and I just thought this is a pretty interesting role for a gal. And then we met Tom, and it went from there.
And I read it. I read the screenplay. I knew of the play, but I'd never seen the play. I hadn't read the play, and it seemed Terence's screenplay of Rattigan's document was just incredibly powerful on the page, as powerful as I think it is on film, and everything that he says being about the true nature of love and its complexity and the many faces of feeling and the human heart just seemed to jump out at me, and I hadn't done that on film yet, and Rachel was already playing Hester, and I'd seen Terence's other films. It was a very easy yes.
Rachel, I want to say you're the prettiest girl I've ever seen throw up in a porcelain bowl.
Thank you, ma'am.
It was a marvelous performance, and the film itself was terrible and beautiful and slow and riveting, and it was just magnificent. And what I'd like to ask you is more of a technical question. As you're putting the film together and working with the producers, and you said that your budget was quite small, not that we could tell. But what would you say limited that budget in terms of going out and getting funding for this particular film and this story? What was limiting about it?
Oh, it's very simple. I can't raise large budgets. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's right. No, you can.
The question was, what challenges around here and raising the finances to get the movie together?
I'm getting medication, don't I? No, I can't raise large amounts of money. I'm not in the mainstream, and therefore all we could raise was 2.5 million, and we shot it in 25 days, in bitter cold, in God, wasn't it cold? These poor things. But we were rugged and British. But I can't raise a lot of money, and the corollary to that is that if you raise a lot of money, then you have people saying, you've got to have this person because they're well known, you've got to have that person, and I can't be doing that. It has to go to the people who are right for it. If you're going to cast like that, then, I can't see the point. And I just knew that these people were absolutely right. In fact, I said when we spoke first time, Rachel and I said, if you say no, I don't know who I'll approach. And she said yes. Mad, impulsive fool. But then that's Rachel, just a streetcar named Impulsive.
Where? Okay, way in the balcony.
Way in the balcony. I'd like to ask about your rehearsal process. If you shot it in 25 days, did you rehearse prior to the first day?
We didn't, did we? We didn't rehearse, did we? No, we didn't rehearse. Much better that way, I think.
Yes, I completely agree.
I have mostly a comment to Terence. I just wanted to say that I saw The Long Day Closes last year, and for me that was, for personal reasons, one of the most effective and powerful experiences for me for film. So I was really looking forward to this tonight, and I wasn't disappointed at all. So I want to thank you for The Long Day Closes and for this. And my question, I guess, for you is, there's such a strong relationship in your films between the cinematic and the literary. Sometimes people talk about entering like a post-literate culture now. I'm just wondering if you could comment on that relationship, if that's not too broad of a question.
What's a post-literate culture, one where people aren't literate? Is that what that means? I don't know.
Just,
Well, the problem is always the same. Now that we've grown up in a television age where things are cut very fast, particularly in the last 10 or 15 years, you have, and it's come from America, and we do it now, the camera doing this all the time. I don't know what point of view it is. I can't watch it. It's supposed to be kind of, funky and realistic, and it is artificial, but it's as artificial as restoration comedy and not nearly as amusing. So you're going like this all the time. You have to believe in what the frame is. It's the truth is in the frame. And if you are guided by that, if you listen to your inner voice and your inner ear, it will guide you. I mean, I'll give you an example. The opening of All That Heaven Allows, which is Douglas Sirk, 1954-55, which I saw when I was 9. The whole of the first 2 minutes, you know exactly where you are. You start on this high shot of a town, we come down, there goes, we pick up a car, we go with the car stops, out gets Agnes Moorehead, she goes up the path, we follow her up the path, and across the frame, Rock Hudson comes, and she stops at the house, and Jane Wyman turns around, says, I can't stay for lunch, Carrie. And Carrie says, wonderful 2 minutes. But, on top of that, what's even better, someone thought of using a piece by Liszt, the Consolation No. 3, and they orchestrated it, and it's got the most wonderful tune. You want to hear the rest of it, don't you? So that...
Last question, yes?
I just wanted to ask if you could comment. A lot of the shots throughout the film focus very closely on the actors and so much emotion and comment. What would be important for you to show so much of the dialogue focus specifically just on the actor as opposed to showing the culture and the actors?
The question was about the framing, the use of the close-ups and focusing on one actor during dialogue scenes instead of having a two-shot.
Well, it's instinctive, I know what the dialogue should be, and I know how it should be delivered, but the great thing is that when someone does something different, that's through. And she does it. There's a wonderful one where she says, suicide and attempted suicide is a crime, isn't it? I never heard it like that. Isn't it wonderful? And just the way, there's a wonderful bit when he's tying his shoes and all he does is go, you've got to capture that, and that's something that you have to be open to. Even though I know every frame, even though and I can go on to the section, I know every frame, it's got to be wide enough for someone to do something different and you say, yeah, that's better. But equally say, no, in the scene, the cadence of the line is this. Because I do think of all the art forms, cinema is closest to music. And if you get the cadence wrong, the audience may not consciously know it, but they feel it. Because it's something that is felt. And why is that? Because of all the art forms, cinema is most powerful because in a darkened room full of people, you feel that the secret is being told only to you. That's magic.
I want to thank you all for coming, and please ask that you remain seated while we escort our guests out. And I want to thank Terrence, Rachel, and Tom for bringing us this extraordinary picture. Thank you so much.